You already have all the tools you need to create browser agents that are able to navigate the web and fill in login forms for you. The problem you face now is doing it all securely without your passwords and details being saved in a log file, the code, or saved in the model's context window. Password managers like 1Password make it possible for you to integrate your logins with Claude super quickly through a chat or browser extension. But that's all it works for. We would have to sit and approve its request every single time to log in. To fix this, I'll be using Browserless. It allows us to create authenticated sessions so that we're able to give Claude a browser that is already logged in. From there, Claude is able to interact and navigate the web for me without me having to expose any login details through a prompt or in the code. I'll show you how to do it. Before we start, to connect 1Password, you will need a 1Password account where you're able to create service accounts and vaults that you want your agent to have access to. Next, you'll also need a Browserless account. It's free to sign up to get started, and once you log in, you're going to be on the dashboard. Now for creating and managing authenticated profiles, we're going to look on the left and scroll down to find profiles. This will open up the profiles page. On the top, we can see authenticated profiles. We are going to be saving our authenticated browser sessions here that we will reference for our agent to use. Below is the 1Password service account section. Here we're going to be able to connect our service account with the vaults that our agent will have access to. As you can see, I already have both an authenticated profile and service account connected, but for demo purposes, I will delete these and start over to show you how to create one. Now that that's all clear, we could first start by connecting our 1Password service account. To do this, I'll click the plus new service account button, and this opens a menu for instructions on creating and adding your 1Password account details if you don't have one yet. The first thing you'll need to do is log into your 1Password account, and on the menu tab on the left, you're going to see the Developer tab. You'll see all the service accounts that you have on your 1Password. These are the ways that you are able to connect external applications to 1Password. Here you can either find an existing service account that you want it to connect to, or you can create a new one by pressing the New Service Account button on the right. Before creating one, you'll also need a 1Password vault. So on the left, you're going to go to vaults, and here you're going to also create a new one where you're going to store different logins that you want your agent to have access to. In my case, I already have a vault here called Chloe-test that I'm going to be using to connect my agent to different login details. Now going back into the Developer tab, we'll create a new service account by clicking the New Service Account button, and this will first ask me to create a service account name. I'm just going to call this Chloe-Browserless. Next, we will choose the vault we want this service account to have access to. I have one created Chloe-test, or you can also give permissions as well to create new ones. Next, I have no environments that I need to set this up on, so I'm going to continue. Then on this last page, we'll get a token which we'll need to copy over to paste into the Browserless dashboard. So you can press the copy button and go back into the dashboard. Back in the Browserless dashboard, we can first label this new service account that we want to create. I'm going to call it the same as the service account I create on 1Password, which is Chloe-Browserless. Now the token that we got and copied from 1Password, we can also paste that below and then press the Add Service Account button. And then it's going to create the account, and we have now connected 1Password to Browserless, which we can see is now listed under 1Password service accounts. I'll show you next how to create an authenticated profile for our agent. Now the next step is to set up an authenticated profile with our 1Password integration. So we can see next to the connected service account a button to create a profile. I'll click that and it will load up all the logins that I have saved in my vault that I have connected. If this list is empty, that means you haven't set up any login details yet in your vault, or you might not have connected your vault properly to your service account in order for it to have access. Here I can select and deselect URLs I want to create profiles for. I'll deselect all the other ones except just keep dev.to. And then I'm going to also name this profile to dev-profile and start the auto login process. Now, instead of me going to the URL and logging in manually and saving this as a profile, it's going to be able to do it automatically for me in its own browser and then save that as a profile. Now, when it's done, it's going to give you this URL that you can also paste in your code to run this profile. But in my case, I want my agent to do it for me, so I'm just going to click done. And now we're going to see the create a profile dev-profile under authenticated profiles. And we're done. We created an authenticated profile that our agent can call. I'll show you next how we are going to connect it to an AI agent like Claude. Now, to have an AI agent like Claude be able to navigate and log into the web, we have to turn it into a browser agent. To do so, we'll need to connect the Browserless MCP so that it has the infrastructure it needs to do different browser automation tasks and also to access the authenticated sessions that we created. To connect it, we're going to first look on the left for the Customize tab, and then we're going to scroll down to find the connectors. At the top, we're going to click the Add button, and we're going to be adding a custom connector. Here we can add the MCP details to. We can first name our connector. I'm going to call it Browserless. And then for the remote MCP server URL, we're going to be adding the MCP URL. You can also copy and paste this from our description, which I'll link below more details. And then we just have to click add. The connector windows will update saying that you're going to need to connect your Browserless account, and you'll complete that by clicking the connect button. Once that is complete, you'll be able to see the MCP connected and the tools within it. And now we're done. You can now prompt Claude to be a browser agent and use the profile you created to get data you need behind a login screen. If you're using other AI agent tools besides Claude, the full documentation for connecting the MCP will also be linked below in the description. I'll show you next the demo of me using this. So now in Claude, I can use the following prompt. Use the Browserless agent and use my profile that I created, dev-profile, to log into DevTO and pull my saved reading list. I'm going to run that, and it's going to be using my profile that I created on Browserless. It will use the profile created through the Browserless dashboard and be able to figure out how to navigate the websites to find the reading list that I have saved, which are all behind a logged in screen. And in the end, it got the articles. I saved about 3 items for this, but you can see that it was able to log in, know my username, and find the saved reading list in just a couple seconds. So now whenever I need a browser agent to navigate behind a logged in screen for me, it's able to do that without me having to expose any login details in a prompt or in code. We upgraded our Claude to be a browser agent so that it could securely log into websites by creating instant authenticated profiles through the 1Password integration. If you're trying this out and have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. My name is Chloe. I'll see you in the next one.